What if I told you the Bible has a secret? I'm not talking about a theory. I'm talking about a real book. Over 100 chapters long, filled with giant monsters, fallen angels, the secret origin of hell, and a prophecy of the end of the world so terrifying, it was erased. This book was so popular, it was quoted in the New Testament itself, but today, almost no one has heard of it. Why? What secrets does it hold that they wanted to hide? Well, today, we are breaking the rules. We are going to uncover the secrets of the most dangerous book ever written, the Book of Enoch. This is going to blow your mind. Okay, so to understand why this book is so explosive, we have to start in the Bible itself, the book of Genesis. Everyone knows Adam and Eve, Noah's Ark. But there's this one guy, a man named Enoch. The Bible gives him just a few lines. It says he had some kids, including Methuselah, and then it says this: Enoch walked with God. Then he was no more because God took him. Wait, that's it? Everyone else in that chapter died. But Enoch, he was just taken. Where did he go? What does that even mean? It's like a cosmic abduction story hidden in the Bible. But that's not even the craziest part. Just a few pages later, right before Noah's flood, Genesis drops another bombshell. It talks about divine beings called the sons of God coming down to earth and having children with humans. Their kids were called the Nephilim. The Bible calls them the mighty men of old, warriors of renown. And then the story just stops. Who were these divine beings? And what were these giant hybrid children? The Bible gives us this insane story and then just moves on. It's the biggest cliffhanger in history. Unless the explanation wasn't cut. It was just moved to a different book, the banned book. This is where the Book of Enoch comes in. It takes those two tiny, tantalizing mysteries and turns them into an epic 100-chapter saga. This isn't just a spin-off. It's the director's cut of Genesis. And it all starts with the Book of the Watchers. Enoch tells us those the sons of God weren't just random divine beings. They were a whole society of angels called the Watchers. They didn't just visit Earth. They deserted heaven. Led by their chief, Shemihaza, 200 of them made a pact to defy God. Then their children, the Nephilim, they weren't just mighty warriors. They were giants, monstrous, bloodthirsty giants that began to devour everything. Listen to this. Enoch, chapter 7 says the giants had began to kill men and to devour them, and then kill all the beasts and drank their blood. This is a horror film. The entire planet is being destroyed by these things. But it gets worse. The Watchers weren't just bad parents. They were devious angels who taught humanity forbidden knowledge. One angel taught humans how to make weapons of war. Shemihaza taught them sorcery. Others taught astrology and how to read the stars. They unleashed chaos and evil onto the world. Think about that. This book claims that war, magic, all this dark stuff, it didn't come from humans. It was a gift from fallen angels. So with the earth being destroyed by giants and polluted with evil, humanity cries out to God. And God responds. He sends his 4 archangels to clean up the mess. One warns Noah about the coming flood. Another, Gabriel, is given a chilling order. Go to the bastards, to the half-breeds, and destroy the sons of the Watchers. Yikes. The archangel Michael is sent to imprison their leader, Shemihaza. And who does God send as the messenger to warn these fallen angels of their doom? You guessed it, Enoch. The guy who walked with God becomes God's personal prophet to the legions of hell. And if you think an army of giant monsters is insane, you have to subscribe, because this is where the book goes from a horror story to a full-blown cosmic adventure. The rest of the Book of Enoch is Enoch's personal tour of the universe with an angel as his guide. Travels to the heavens, sees the future, and learns the secrets of creation. This is basically a roadmap to the end of the world, what scholars call apocalyptica. Enoch sees things that will eventually define entire religions. He sees a vision of a figure called the Son of Man. Listen to this description. He will be the staff for the righteous. He will be the light of the nations, and all who dwell on the earth will fall down and worship before him. Sound familiar? That is the exact language the New Testament uses to describe Jesus. But here's the shocking twist. At the end of the book, an angel tells Enoch, "You are that Son of Man." Enoch doesn't just see heaven, he sees something else, something terrifying. Remember from my other videos, the concept of a fiery hell of eternal punishment doesn't really exist in the early parts of the Hebrew Bible. Well, guess where it shows up in gruesome detail for the first time? Right here, in Enoch. He sees a narrow chasm, a great fire burning, and is told, "This place is a prison for the angels. Here they will be confined forever." He literally witnesses the creation of hell. So we have this unbelievable text. It explains Genesis's biggest mysteries, describes a war between angels and giants, and lays the groundwork for concepts like the Messiah and hell. So why was it banned? Why isn't this Book of Enoch in every Bible? This is a story of conspiracy, survival, and an incredible discovery. For centuries, rabbinic Judaism and later mainstream Christianity pushed back. They rejected the idea of rebellious angels causing the flood. They rejected the idea that Enoch became a divine being. And so the book was suppressed. It was erased. For over 1,000 years, the Western world thought the book was lost forever. It only survived in one place, Ethiopia. The Ethiopian Orthodox Church, one of the oldest Christian churches in the world, never got rid of it. They kept it in their Bible this whole time. For them, it was always scripture. They are the heroes who saved this text from extinction. But the story doesn't end there. For centuries, scholars thought the Ethiopian version was the only one. They didn't have the original. Until the 1940s. A shepherd boy stumbles into a cave by the Dead Sea. And inside, he finds the single greatest archaeological discovery of the 20th century, the Dead Sea Scrolls. And guess what they found among those ancient 2,000-year-old scrolls? Big chunks of the Book of Enoch, written in Aramaic, its original language. This was proof. Proof that this wasn't some later fan fiction. This was an ancient, influential text that existed before Jesus, before Christianity. It was real. The banned book had been hiding in a cave for 2,000 years. So here is the final, mind-blowing secret of the Book of Enoch. Even though it was banned, suppressed, and hidden, its ideas never went away. They secretly shaped the world. We already saw how the New Testament itself quotes Enoch directly in the book of Jude. The ideas of the Son of Man in the Gospels share incredible similarities with Enoch. The book of Revelation, with its final judgment and throne room apocalypse, looks a lot like the visions in Enoch. It didn't just influence Christians. In Jewish mysticism, Kabbalah texts like the Zohar refer to Enoch positively to explain parts of the Bible. And it doesn't stop there. Islam, the Quran mentions a prophet named Idris. He is described as truthful, a prophet whom God raised to a sublime station. Many scholars believe Idris is Enoch, the same mysterious figure taken by God, influencing yet another of the world's great religions. So let's recap. The book, banned from the Bible, tells the story of fallen angels creating giant monsters that nearly destroy the world. It contains the secret origin of hell. It predicts a Messiah called the Son of Man. It survives a conspiracy to erase it, is saved by an ancient church in Ethiopia, and then is rediscovered 2,000 years later in a cave. And its ideas secretly laid the groundwork for the central themes of Christianity, Judaism, and Islam. Not bad for a work of spin-off literature. This makes you wonder, what other secrets are hiding in plain sight? What other forbidden texts and lost histories are out there, just waiting to be rediscovered? Well, that's what we do here at Celestial Chronicles. We hunt for the answers. So if you want to join the adventure, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. Because what we're investigating next week makes giant monsters look like a fairy. You don't want to miss it.